What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Danmachi. Now, today we're going to be talking about the new anime unit. And I remember we got a translation of this dude, but we never got, like, the full translation. It was kind of a sketch translation. So let's go ahead and take a look at what he does. Then we'll do our free 11 draw, and we'll assess whether this is a unit you want to chase or not, okay? And do bear in mind, we've got, what, 2 more episodes, I believe? 2 more weeks of episodes? Maybe even 3. Where we're expecting a really hype unit. Now, this might be a bit of an extreme expectation, but they built this unit up, even in the show. So I feel like every unit going forward is going to be a tough sell. But let's just take a look here, all right? So thus far, Max Ascended, his stats are actually pretty good. Magic 1950 is a great stat. 325 MP isn't the end of the world, but it's definitely not bad. And almost 4,000 HP, which is really good for a magic unit because magic units do tend to be a little on the squishy side. Before we get into the essay, let's look at skills 1. Skill 1 is a fast physical attack with magic resist. Fast physical resist, magic and water attack damage all plus 50%. That's pretty good, actually. Especially those resistances. I believe there's only, what, 1, maybe 2 other units that have resistances that big, and that's like Rage Otarl, okay? So it looks like he's actually kind of an amalgam to Rage Otarl, sort of, to a lesser extent. Plus 3 actions, low water magic attack. So pretty good. And that's foes plural. So it comes with an additional AoE attack on turns 2, 3, and 4. So that's really handy. With the magic and water 50%, that could do some damage, especially with a magic stat that high. Let's see. The skill 2, Glinting Hail. Foes, plural, fast mid-water magic attack with temporary magic boost, and allies physical resist, magic resist, fire, water, thunder, earth, wind, light, and dark resist debuff down 3 turns. We've had this before. That's super handy. So, oof. So here's the interesting. Here's where I'm basically going with this unit. If you look at this right now, this is basically the Aranos and Killer, more or less. So we got a bunch of units that added those buffs. Now we've got a unit that takes those away. Now, will those be a factor in War Game? I haven't seen them yet, but to be fair, I haven't been really grinding that hard. So I'd go out on a limb and say if you start to see a lot of Aranos, maybe even Fells and units like that, units that create these resistances, if you see those units in Wargame, probably a good time to consider this. Now, obviously, Aranos being an assist, not going to be able to counteract that. But we do have an adventure, I believe it actually was Fells, if I'm correct on this one, I think it was, that actually will inflict that. Fells should still be around. Let's double check. I don't remember if it was Fells. Nope. Fells is gone. And Sears here. I don't remember, honestly. But we got a unit that actually created those resistances. So he literally takes those away. And he does a really good buff on turn 1. Now, to be fair, that is a buff. There is only an attack on turn 2. Okay? But what's really interesting with this, we get a second foes plural attack, which is what kind of made it weird yesterday. So, Chilling Tusk, foes, plural, high water magic attack. 30% damage per each self-water attack damage buff with Ultra Uncounter rate. It's going to hurt. It's going to be a big hit. So, let's put this in perspective, right? You're going to buff water on your... you're going to buff water on the assist side and on the adventure side. So, you're talking that's 60%. Plus the 60% up there. Now, that is... high water magic attack, 30% per each buff. So basically, you're going to get 60% more damage on top of that. So 120% water damage, basically. That's pretty wild. That's going to hit hard. That's going to hurt. That's a killer move. Here's the only problem with this in Wargame. This is a late game move in Wargame, right? Now, if you're talking 7th zone, even the current Familia Rush would be awesome for the current Familia Rush. My God, it would be amazing for the current Familia Rush. Most of the time in Wargame, by turn 3, unless you're facing like an ailment team or something, by turn 3, it's kind of decided. So this is, skill 1 is turn 1. Skill 2 is turn 2. So there's a big buff, big debuff, huge attack. This attack's going to hit hard. I'd have to build a war game team to really test him out and make that final decision. But I really feel like if you're building a water magic team, he's going to be amazing. Does not have a single target attack, so that is one kind of detriment. Doesn't look like we're going to get him on this draw. Alright. What I'll do is I'll actually throw him on my ailment team and see if we can get to turn 3 with him. I'm not sure we'll be able to do it, but I'll throw a random water buffer on him and then see where we get. So let's go ahead and take a look. Alright. So if you want to test this dude out before you go summoning for him, I think he's really good. I think he's going to hit really, really, really hard. Let's do a little comparison, though. Let's go into War Game. Got a few tickets available. All right. And I'm going to take Zard off. And I'm actually going to put... it is my ailment team. I'm going to go ahead and... let's do... can I do a trial unit? Oh, I'd have to do a test with a trial unit. Ugh, I don't know what to test with. Let's just grab a random person, okay? So, War Game Party... yeah, that's probably going to be an interesting fight. Battle. So you have to do this... you can't do this in a regular battle. You have to do this in a test battle anyway. But if we go trial unit, we're going to do slot 2. And we're going to grab him. I believe that Seer does a water buff. No. Who does a water buff? Let's see. Soma does. Do we not have Soma? We do not have Soma on here. Ah, come on. Alright. So now I've got to put... screw it. Let's just do a trial unit of... oops, not 3. Slot 4. We'll just do another trial unit of Anya Kitty. I think Soma does the water buff, if I'm correct. Yeah. So, yeah. Tackle on single target, minus 15%. Water attack damage plus 15%. So, this will give him the attack parameters. Let's see what he do. I'm going to set him to balance just because he needs that buff. Let's see what he does. So, we're looking for... Glacial Mark, Glinting Hail, and Chilling Tusk. We'll see if he even gets that far. It's a test run. We'll see. I'll slow this down. I'm going to turn icons off so we can take a look at what's happening here. Alright, so Glacial Mark. He doesn't really have... well, okay, no, I take that back. Cassandra does have a heal. Ooh, big hit, big hit. Don't like that hit. Chilling Tusk. So they negated his Chilling Tusk attack. He might need to be set to debuff for that to go down. So it's really... okay. So good hit there, actually. Really substantial hit. This Glacial Mark he rebuffed. Hard to tell. They've got a lot of resistances. And he didn't debuff their resistances. It's a hard call, man. I really feel like... okay, no, that was a big hit. That was a very big hit. So... yeah, we did win that one, but not surprising. I mean, we were throwing ailments at him left, right, and center. Let's just do one more with that same team. I'm going to grab somebody else random. War Game Party. And we'll throw Trial Unit in slot 2. Because once again, we don't really want to kill them. Trial Unit in slot 4. And we just want Anya Kitty with Soma. Let's see if we can take a look at what kind of damage we're doing again. Alright. So interestingly enough, when he's set to balance, bear in mind, he does not going to do his debuff. He's going to do skill 1, then skill 3. I believe that was skill 3. Okay. So big buff turn 1. Ooh, lead, do you mind? Okay. Nothing. So they've basically, on that turn, they've negated all the damage that we were going to do. And he's got a rebuff because we don't have Haruhime on this team. Oh, great hits. He outdamaged their lead. Now, again, a lot of that can come down to obviously being affected by ailment and whatnot. Yeah, we're not going to win this one. But, man, he hit really hard. Look at that. Welf's really good. He's holding his own. He's doing a fantastic job. And once again, he's not really like, we haven't debuffed water or anything like that. We haven't hit them with their debuffs. My team is kind of questionable. Like, when you're dealing with ailment is like completely RNG based. They get affected, they could not get affected. And they did have a lot of physical defenses, for lack of a better word. Basically, they negated our first physical attack. But he hit really hard. He had like for 4K. So, yeah, he's a really substantial unit. And it is worth noting, if you are fighting in Familia Rush, which you should be part of a Familia and fighting that, he'll be really, really, really good for, I believe, turn 2. Let me pull this up one more time here. I have all of the notations here in our notes from the other day, but it's hard to memorize all of it. Let's take a look. So, Familia Rush enemy number 2 is weak to water and magic. Or, no, weak to just water in general. Enemy number 1 is weak to wind. So, yeah, enemy number 2, he's going to be really, really, really good against. So, if you've got a good magic water team, fantastic unit to throw on there. Fantastic unit. But he has no single target ability. But what's really interesting, and the reason that I didn't want to believe that his third skill was what it was, is because that is typically, now bear in mind, what we see right here, that is typically a single target skill. So he has a single target skill for an AoE skill. If you don't know what that means, it basically means that's a huge, insane buff and a big, big hit. So I like him. I think he's going to be really good. I think he's going to be substantial, especially to Magic teams. Now, the downside with this unit is, I have to go back and see that. Was he doing Glinting Hail or Chill? I think he was doing Chilling Tusk. I think he did Skill 1, Skill 3, if I recollect. I have to go back and rewatch it, but I think that's what he did. I think he did Skill 1, Skill 3. We didn't have a set of debuffs, so we didn't do the debuff. So, interesting factoid there. His essay, Foes Plural, Ultra Water Magic Attack with Temporary Great Magic Boost. He already hits hard, so that's going to be crazy. Allies, Strength, Magic, and Physical Resist and Magic Resist, plus 50%. So he's going to do a big 50% defensive buff there. So, fantastic unit. I think his unit's going to be really, really, really good for a very long time. And the fact he has those extra attacks makes him even better. The only downside is, and if I do want to be honest here, there is a major downside to him. When he buffs, it's not an attack. Now, you do have to rebuff. The goal is always to rebuff that when you've got one more of those attacks left. So you technically are doing one attack that turn instead of the 2. It is going to take his defenses, or his attacks down a little bit. But if you have this dude MLBed for the latest Familia Rush, you're going to love life. He's going to be awesome. I don't know. Go give yours a test if you want to see how to test the units out. Basically, go into War Game. Go pick any old unit, just anybody at all. Doesn't matter who it is. Go to War Game. Go in here and hit Trial Unit. And you could put, like I put him in slot 1. Bam. And then I put, because I needed the Soma assist, I grabbed Anyikity with Soma assist. I could grab Raoul with Soma assist too. And that's then going to give him the buff that he needs. We're not going to have the debuffs that he would like on this team, but whatever. And then we can just go in here and watch him work. So Glacial Mark. So I'm going to do this one more time. Because I don't normally showcase this. This is normally something that I would do off screen, but I kind of want you to understand how we address this. Oh, okay, so they didn't get hit with the initial. So Glinting Hail. So that wasn't Tusk. That was Glinting Hail. So he does do 1, 2, 3. All right. So Tusk should be the next one. We're going to get wrecked here. We're not going to get to it, are we? Nah, we're not going to get to it. They ruined us. It's because I had the wrong unit. I put him in slot 1 instead of slot 2. I should have him in slot 2. Either way, plus, I don't think we had the right equipment on him. I never gave him armor or anything. You want to go, when you do the trial units, one thing that I completely forgot to do here, let's just grab here, War Game Party, Battle. When you put the trial unit on, check his equipment, because I believe he's going to have, he's going to have Magic Unnamed Sword. Okay, he has Breastplate. Never mind. So, it is what it is. And I don't have the Soma assist on this one, but just want you to understand how you can go and you can test this guy out. Build a trial war game team and give this a shot and see what you come up with. This isn't going to be a good representation because I don't have Soma on there, so he's not going to have the water attack damage. He's just going to have whatever damage he gives himself. So Chilling Tusk is what we were looking for. That's the big hit. Glinting Hail is the debuff. So he's doing things in a weird order. Either way, do Tusk again, dude. No, that's the debuff. But even the debuff seems to hit pretty hard. I don't know. He seems like a really fantastic unit. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Make sure you like, comment, and share. I'll be back at you guys with more Danmachi here really soon. We'll probably mess around with this guy a little bit on stream tomorrow night and see what we could do with him. I'm really interested to see how he works on a well-built team in War Game. Because, I mean, let's be real. This team is not... This is not the team he deserves to be on by any stretch. Oh! Here's his SA. Let's just see for the sake of silliness what he does here. And bear in mind, there's always going to be more damage left in here because we haven't debuffed or buffed on the assist side. Okay, I expected a lot more out of that. Either way, it's the video. Like, comment, share. I'll be back at you guys with more Danmachi very soon.